Hello, hi, and welcome to today's power message. If this is your first time here, hi, hello, and welcome. I am Jaya. I am clairaudient, and I do receive various styles of channeled messages. As these different messages come about, I will be relaying them to you guys. Now, this is a timeless message. That means that it's meant for whenever you find this. And it's for your day, okay? Now, since this is a collective message, all that I ask is that you kindly take what resonates and compassionately leave what doesn't for the person that needs to hear it the most, okay? So what we do here is we start off with one channeled message, and then we move into two different decks to keep us inspired and motivated throughout our day, okay? So let's go ahead and get into flow and see where we go. Yes. Okay. So I keep seeing like a robotic arm, and the robotic arm has a lot of cushion around it, like a foam cushion around it. And it's like a hand, like a robotic hand with the arm part, and the arm part is the part that has the cushion on it. It's like a foam cushion. And then all of a sudden, and there's roses in the hand of the hand part of the robot arm, and it feels like it feels so much like if this is someone who is trying so hard to be sweet, or someone who is trying so hard to embrace the good, or someone who is trying so hard to embrace the beauty. This is maybe a very difficult time for some of you guys. And this also may be proving to be a test of time to others of you. I keep moving my deck of cards in a different way. I never move it in this way. And I feel like it's moving like a wheel. So many of you guys, it's kind of like somebody who's trying to reverse time, or somebody who's trying to be sweet to make up for time. It's like that. Because I feel like as I'm doing this, it's a really mechanical way. Everything's so much mechanical. A lot of you guys are working on yourselves. You're trying to rid yourself of things that do not work naturally with you. And you're trying to work on things that, like, unnaturally work on things that will grow. So this is incorporating new ideals and incorporating new ways of doing things, because I feel like, you know, there's so much opposites in the vision, because the opposite of like the mechanical arm is something natural, right? And there's roses in the hand. That's totally natural. And the opposite of natural roses is the robotic arm that's holding it. So I feel like you guys are controlling yourself to create some sort of natural flow, or you're controlling yourself so that way you can have this natural ability to do that, instead of having to control the ability to do it. You see what I'm saying? This is really, really beautiful. This is somebody who's incorporating that new version of yourself. Last few days has been all about that, all about this like change that's happening, right? And so many of you guys, what we're going through is this period of like, okay, let's say you used to be very, let's say you used to be any quality. Take any quality. You're going to know what it is for yourself. You already know what I'm talking about, because this is you. But for everybody, just to generalize an example here, I'm going to say something like, okay, I used to, let's say I used to wake up at 10 and now I'm trying to wake up at 6, right? So that's not natural for me, right? So I'm like, oh man, what can I do to make this happen? That's the arm. That's something that's not natural that you're making happen. And then the roses in the hand is I want it to come smoothly. I want it to be beautifully. I want it to flow beautifully is what I want to say. And it's like, okay, so you're like putting your alarm, you're setting everything to unnaturally do this. You're really working in it. You're really working through this so that way you can naturally have this ability to wake up at the proper time, to naturally do these things, right? Whatever it is. So that example is just waking up at a different time. But this is, I feel, more of a character difference. This could be somebody who was not as loving, that's trying to embrace love. Somebody who was not as forgiving, trying to embrace the element of forgiveness. Somebody who was not as flexible with certain dynamics, now becoming more flexible. There's so much about being able to naturally flow in this new, I want to say it's like a new principle of something, you know? It's really courageous, and it's also an ambitious thing that you are doing. You are very much in this ambitious element to make that happen. That's why it's a mechanical arm, because you are being very disciplined. I don't want to say forced. I think it's more of like you are being very disciplined about yourself instead of forceful about yourself. At times it could feel a bit forceful when you're like, man, I don't want to do this. I don't want to wake up at 6 or something, right? And then you're like, oh, okay, it's okay. I can. I think I can. I know I can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Today, a lot of you guys are embracing new characteristics, new personality traits, new ways of looking at your life, new perspectives. You're really allowing yourself to look into this in a newer light, and you're trying your best to embrace these new ideas so that way you can be a better version of yourself and it flows naturally. You want it to be natural. There's a lot of trying to turn something from an idea or something you know into something you feel, into something you do. That's like the best way to describe it. Nothing remarkable in our personal growth can be achieved without opening to love and unleashing its joyful fire into the world. Yes, this is true. We can't make a business a success if we have no heart into it. I mean, it could be success, but the success is very much superficial because it's only going to last for however long the face is on, right? When we have true longevity and success, that's something you're creating that's legendary. That's something that lives on beyond your lifetime. That's something that made a difference. That's something that's very purpose-driven in your heart, and you added a lot of love into that. That is what sets us apart from having lived a really good life to having lived a legendary life. We don't want to live a good life. We want to live a legendary life, because the legendary lives are the types of lives that impact people for generations. That's what you want, and that's what you can do. Everyone can do it. Don't ever look and say, but that's not me. Don't ever say that about yourself, because then you're not being nice to yourself. Everyone can have an opinion about you. As a matter of fact, they will. But what you think about yourself, what you believe about yourself, that's the only opinion that has a real effect on your life. So much change. So much change. I feel like I'm by a fire, like a bonfire. And I feel so much love. And I'm seeing the folding of a carton of milk. But I'm not looking at the milk, I'm looking at the fold. You know, the fold of like a carton of milk. When you unfold it and you see it looks like a triangle. I'm seeing that shape. I'm being drawn to that shape. Not the liquid inside, but the shape. This is you guys being able to pour something. I want to say pour your heart into something. This is opening the spout. Being ready to pour your heart. I want to say it's very generous of you to do that. Whatever project you're creating, whatever love, whatever you're putting that heart into, remember that's a generous move. I hope that this is towards your purpose. Like as we put our heart into our work, people can feel the essence of why we created something, and it makes it that much more special. I love and approve of myself. Yes, yes, yes. Growing the seeds of growth. The seeds of growth that happen from the foundation of a heart, an open heart. I appreciate all that I do. I am good enough just as I am. I speak up for myself. I ask for what I want. I claim my power. Yes. This is you claiming what you want in this lifetime. This may be a family. This may be a relationship. But many of you guys, I feel like this is your career. Because you're claiming what you really want. I know relationships are very important. Okay, it's not to demean relationships, but relationships are only a fraction of what we can put our heart into. Okay? We could also put a lot of our heart, a lot of our love into what we want to create in this world. Yes. And in that we become more confident. We become so much more alive. Ourselves, our authentic selves. And we embrace so much love and light when we pour our love into what we want to make. So today, know that you love and approve of yourself. You don't need nobody to tell you how special you are. You don't need anybody to say that. But you do need to allow yourself to express, I want to say express, whatever is in your heart. What's in your heart to express right now? And let it come from a joy and loving place. Okay? Don't allow it to come from the hardened parts of your heart. Don't allow it to come from the cold parts of your heart. Don't allow that part to be expressed. Because anger is not an emotion. Anger is a reaction. Anger is not an emotion. It's a reaction. We feel hurt. That's sadness. That's an emotion. But the anger is a reaction. Understand yourself. And it's okay to feel everything. Bad, good, everything. The bad's never really bad because it creates so much good inside of our mind to expand it, to make it learn what works and what doesn't. I want to say be friends with yourself. Love and approve yourself. Okay. Today, I was going to say the next 24 hours. Today, embrace yourself. You guys are beautiful, lovely people. And you have beautiful gifts you're bringing into the world. Don't ever slow it down, because someone else makes you feel a reaction, not an emotion, a reaction. You don't have to call back the memory of a moment that you reacted, because it's not going to serve you. And I'm not saying this from a place that like I'm so mastered, I'm so enlightened. You know, the process of enlightenment is never over. We all learn that. I take my own lessons, and I know it's hard because I have the same problems too. And the same lessons too. They just happen in different ways. Doesn't make anybody more or less of a person. We just need to recognize within ourselves what makes us grow and what makes us stop. And if you're not growing, you're dying. Energy must always move. So today, love and approve of yourself. And allow whatever is in the heart to come out. If it's sorrow, cry. But don't let it define you. If it's pain, breathe. Meditate. Look at the different ideas, different thoughts that are crazy in your mind that make no sense. You're not crazy. You're human. So I just ask of you guys, be kind to yourself. Be kind and allow yourself to create. Okay? Thank you for joining me here today. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. Comment below. Let me know how this resonates with you guys. And have a fantastic day today. Okay? Bye.
Fuego, mi amor por ti es puro fuego.